For at least 20 years, Centro buses have turned into Brighton Towers on trips from the downtown hub. Now they dump passengers off across the street and they must cross the traffic on foot to get home or take a 20-minute ride to Nob Hill Apartments and back to get off in front of Brighton Towers. Centro claims it is somehow too dangerous for them to make a left-hand turn out of Brighton Towers with their 40-foot buses, but it is fine for riders to attempt to walk across this traffic as most people do. They claim this has something to do with the new traffic circles on Brighton Avenue, but no one is claiming there is any more traffic now on Brighton Avenue as they have had in the past. They think it is too much trouble for a bus to make this turn, yet is fine for older folks to try to run across traffic with a walker or sacks of groceries. To live at Brighton Towers, you must be 55 or older. The truth is that Centro doesn't give a damn about their passengers. They only care about feathering their own nest, which is why they gave their last chief executive officer a $100,000 bonus when he suddenly left for what was said to be medical reasons. In one conversation with a customer service person at Centro, they admitted it had nothing to do with safety, but the real problem is that occasionally some drivers are delayed and late getting back downtown on time. Yet those trips downtown bus driver operators frequently have time for several minutes to stop at SU for a bathroom break or a stop on Colvin Street convenience store to buy themselves a soda or other snacks. If you look at the financial statements on the Centro website, you find that not only they receive about $4 million a year from the regular fares, or about 4% of their income. Most of their nearly $100 million a year budget comes from the federal, state, and local governments. They make about $2 million a year from ads on buses and some other revenue from special trips. But this is the reason that to correct this problem, you must sound off loud and long enough to get our local political representatives to demand that Centro go back to pulling into Brighton Towers on all trips from the hub. If they threaten to cut off part of that $100 million a year they get, you will get results. We had a problem a few years ago when John Katko was in office, and after complaints to his office, Centro again pulled into Brighton Towers on all trips. But now that John Mannion is our representative in the House, he has been unwilling to help. In fact, one of the women in his office was offended because I wrote to his office and opened with gentlemen, and she complained that there were only women in that office. That was the way I was taught in college to address a formal business letter, and from what I see on Google, it is still acceptable to this day. So keep calling and raising hell over this. Contact every representative from city councilors to U.S. Senators Schumer and Gillibrand. There are over 600 apartments here, and remind them that we vote.